Last night, more than 19 million people watched the January 6th committee's first public hearing. All of the major news networks aired it except for one. Of course, the odd one out, as you can see there in the center, is Fox News. Earlier this week, the network announced they would not be carrying the hearing live, and frankly, the reason is obvious. The truth of what happened on January 6th, that a mob, egged on by Donald Trump, violently tried to overturn an election, is both indefensible and embarrassing for them personally. Multiple Fox News hosts were in communication with the White House that very day. And last night, they went to great lengths, not just to avoid airing the hearing and to counter-program, but to do everything in their power to make sure their viewers were shielded from the brutal truth about the violent coup that Donald Trump fomented. First of all, they didn't take any commercial breaks for the entire 2 hours when the hearing was taking place. Now, I know a little bit about this. The reason you would not take a commercial break is because you do not want your viewers to have a chance to click over to another channel to see what's going on. You want to keep them with you the whole time. Now, it's one thing to skip commercial breaks during breaking news or, say, while you're airing a live hearing, but last night, Fox News eliminated 2 hours of commercial breaks at the cost of, I don't know how much money, thousands of dollars, all to keep their viewers' eyes away from the truth that was airing on every other news network in the country. And they went even further than that, okay? While everyone else watching TV last night was seeing what you see there, the horrific footage of a Proud Boy using a stolen riot shield to break a window so the mob could stream into the building, that was obviously too much for Fox News to show. Watch what they do here instead. Tucker Carlson is interviewing a Republican congressional candidate from Washington. And another box on the right, they are showing these wide camera angles from the back and far side of the hearing room. They made this deliberate choice so that you can't really see who's talking or what's happening. But when the video up on that screen starts to get violent, that's right before the Proud Boy smashes in that window, they cut away right there. That does not happen by accident. Someone made that decision, even in a box. They do not want their viewers to see that. And of course, because some Fox News employees are part of the investigation, it was likely they would be featured in the committee's presentation. So what do they do when Liz Cheney, for instance, starts reading text that Sean Hannity sent to the White House press secretary the day after the insurrection?
Sean Hannity wrote, in part, "Key now, no more crazy people, no more stolen election talk. Yes, impeachment and 25th Amendment are real. Many people will quit."
That happened right in the middle of Tucker Carlson bragging about he was the only one protecting America from propaganda, yada, yada. Watch what happens when Fox News has to manage that embarrassment on air. The 8 p.m. host is doing a monologue about how he's defeating groupthink or something, showing that all the other networks are covering the hearing when the committee puts up the text between the 9 p.m. host and the White House strategizing around the coup and its aftermath. Bye-bye, Hannity. Cut to wide shot. There you go. Whew. Great work, control room. Whoever the director was that night deserves a raise. These granular, second-by-second programming decisions were not made without effort, planning, and coordination. Fox News made those choices to keep the images of the violent coup that Donald Trump fomented away from their viewers' eyes. And even by their own standards, it was a level of propaganda I think surpasses anything I've ever seen from them. But will the Fox News propaganda be enough? That's next.